Hey guys, this is the Blazing Show with Chris, and I have a special guest here. Um, he's known as Howard, and he is an impersonator of Kim Jong Un. Howard, you're on. Howard, you there?
Hello?
Oh, hey,
Yes.
hey, it's me, Chris. So how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
And I heard you are the impersonator of Kim Jong Un.
That's correct. I'm the one and only professional impersonator in the world at the moment.
I can't believe he didn't pick you for the movie. so
No, that's fine. They used an actual actor.
because you look more like him, and that's you can't argue with that. You look more like him than Randall.
That's true, but Randall was a very good actor and he did a very good job.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little about yourself? Well, you're just gonna go by the
Well,
name Howard, okay?
yes. I'm Korean. I'm not Korean. I'm Chinese, and so we need to get that straightened out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also Australian.
Oh,
So I'm Chinese Australian. And I first got, when he got the idea to do this, when Kim Jong Un just came on the scene when his father was still alive. And then we took a couple of pictures and then put it on Facebook, made a page for it, Kim Jong, Facebook.com/Kim Jong Un lookalike. And within 2 weeks, I was offered to go to Israel and make an advertisement for a burger chain there. And since then, it's just been, I've been getting jobs left, right, and center to be this badass dictator.
nice. By the way, why is it fun? Why is it fun to do a Kim Jong Un impersonator?
Well, why not? I mean, he's the butt of jokes, and he's always doing something crazy. I mean, can you get any better than this?
By the way, so you weren't picked for the interview because like you weren't a professional actor. I'm sure that must have sucked. Cause I'm like I look like the guy. They should have got me. So I don't know. I guess you took it more well than I thought.
No, because I can't act, and this guy can. And plus, Brando he's good friends with Seth and James. So they've been doing actually a couple of movies together. He's been getting some parts. So it just makes sense for him to be working and not me.
Uh, by the way, how was your experience doing this? Like from you first started, and you keep going on to present day.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh yeah. How's your experience doing this? The impersonating Kim. Like, how has it been all this time? Must
It's great. It's taken me around the world. Went to places I wouldn't normally go, and made me quite famous.
I heard you went to South Korea and people were like, "What? This guy looks like Kim Jong Un." So many people got pictures, selfies with you.
Well, I've never been to South Korea. I think that's probably my next destination. But a lot of people have taken selfies with me in mainly Hong Kong, Brazil, as well as here in LA recently.
Oh wow, nice. By the way, what kind of reactions did you get? Because I think you went to the. Didn't you go to the consulate in U.S. consulate in South Korea? I think.
No, the consulate was actually in Hong Kong, China.
Oh,
We're the only country one of the few countries that has diplomatic relations with them, and quite good diplomatic relations. And so there's a consulate in Hong Kong, so I just went up there and, just messed with them a little bit, and they weren't too happy, but what are you going to do?
yeah. Can you imagine the the guys who were used to be in the concentration camps? That would scare the crap out of them. Do you think you'll go to North Korea?
Definitely not.
Too dangerous.
They know about me, so I don't think it'll be a wise decision.
No, because I don't know. If you're lucky, you'll probably be like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman really likes Kim Jong Un. They're like BFFs.
Yeah, that's them though. But basically, I'd be making fun of him. I don't think he'll appreciate that.
By the way, so you used to be a musician, by the way. Like, how did you get from a musician to the impersonator? Yes.
Well, I just see it as another gig. It's not. It's not that different, really. Being an impersonator and a musician, you still have to hustle for gigs, and you're selling your talent. In this case, I'm the only one with this talent in this world, in the world.
Wow. So, by the way, did you see the interview? By the way, what did you think of
I
it?
saw the interview on Christmas Day, and I thought it was bloody hilarious.
Oh wow, that's unbelievable. And I look at this. You used to be a drummer, or you still are a drummer. So,
I still play
how did
drums,
you
but
like?
I mainly produce.
Excuse me.
I still play the drums, but I mainly produce music. I'm a producer, so
Oh,
that's what I do.
like how do you like fit that? Like, I'm sure you have like a hefty schedule though. You have to.
I can manage it. As long as I have my computer in front of me, I can do my work basically anywhere. Because most of the time it's just emailing people and calling people up and organizing things.
Oh wow. Um, that's unbelievable. Um, so what places people can see you personally exactly? So you actually send requests that people can you actually sell your services online because people can actually meet you in person or have a selfie.
Yes, that is correct. I have a kind of like a crowdfunding campaign at Indiegogo where people can contribute on the website, and I am in. It's basically to fund my expenses in the states whilst I'm here. The plane tickets all paid for, accommodation.
Wow.
But I would like to go to different cities in the U.S. For example, I'd like to go to New York and go to Washington D.C. and visit the White House. And
Oh.
on this crowdfunding platform, people can pay, I think, $25, and then we can organize a meeting before I leave on February 10th. And if I hit the goal of $1,500, I'll probably stay to the Oscars and try to sneak in.
So how's that crowdfunding work exactly? 'Cause I might have heard of it, like GoFundMe. Like, how would that work? Cause like
It's exactly like Kickstarter, but it's at Indiegogo. If you have a credit card or PayPal, you can make a contribution, and when you make the contribution, I'll have your name and number, and we'll organize the meeting, and then we can take a picture together.
Oh wow.
Also, you can hire me for your party, your wedding, your bar mitzvah, anything.
That is unbelievable. Like, what did your parents think when they saw you like this?
I think the first thing is that don't get killed.
Oh man, no, because the thing is, the scenario is that if Kim would get you, he would probably kidnap you or something. I don't know. Like, he'll probably get you as his
He would
bodyguard.
already done it. But then I'm a Chinese citizen, and my country actually supplies them with everything they need, so it's not such a wise decision to mess with your only friend in the world,
But
or some impersonator.
is there a way that you can actually meet him, peacefully, like Dennis Rodman had?
I don't think that would be possible.
Oh.
And I wouldn't want to. Who knows? I might get kidnapped and be his body double.
Oh, 'cause I don't know how Dennis Rodman. I don't know if you've heard of him. Like, how's he like his BFF? And he's got a lot of
Well,
confidence.
Dennis Rodman was part of Chicago Bulls, and Kim Jong Un is a real basketball fan, so they organised it through, I think, the Olympic committees, and they got him over. Actually, I don't think he was expecting to see Kim Jong Un, but he came to that match by surprise, and then invited them to a party. There's actually a documentary on Vice, and you can see everything and how they met and how it was organised. Quite interesting for anyone interested.
Damn, that's just unbelievable. But which places have you gone, by the way, around the world? You said.
Please repeat the question.
Oh, what places did you go like around the world? You said you went to a bunch of places.
I was in Tel Aviv first. We made a burger commercial there, which you can find on YouTube. Just type in Kim Jong Un burger commercial, and then I did a couple of things in Hong Kong, being my home city. And then I went to the World Cup. I went to a World Cup opening match in Sao Paulo. And I was dressed as Kim, and I didn't have a ticket, but I still got in because, of who I looked like.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Wait, so you went to Tel Aviv, Brazil, Australia? I don't know if you went to Australia.
Australia, I haven't done it. I mean, I've been to Australia because I'm an Australian, but I never went in character in Australia.
Ah. So you've probably been like to a dozen places around the world.
Yeah, and just last Friday I was here in LA. We were doing a shoot just on the streets with Reggie Brown, the Obama impersonator.
Oh yeah,
and we were walking around the streets as Obama and Kim Jong Un, and that got a lot of attention.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Because I first saw you on Barcroft TV, is this like channel on YouTube, and that's where I first saw world's first Kim Jong Un impersonator. I don't know if you've heard of Barcroft. I don't know.
Yes, it's got a couple of million views around the world.
Oh, is it like an alternative media? I've heard of it, but I just don't.
What they do is they shoot the footage, they put it on YouTube, and then they sell to media organizations around the world. And
wow.
Yeah, they make quite a lot of money off me.
Wow, that's so what is exactly like your daily life besides just being a impersonator and being a drummer? I'm sure you like.
Well, most of the time it's actually dealing with my music stuff. For this trip, I only impersonated Kim Jong Un once, just for one day. My next gig is in Arizona for the. You guys have this thing called a Super Bowl, and I'm going to be down there for the Super Bowl to promote the app. By the way, the app is called Kim Cam, and anyone can download it if you've got an Android device. Coming soon to iOS, but you can basically put yourself in with me, dressed as Kim Jong Un, and basically kick my ass, or we can high five each other, and a lot of activities on that app, and it's free.
Wait, so you're promoting the Super Bowl? You're helping promote the Super Bowl? That is amazing.
No, I'm there at the Super Bowl to promote my app called Kim Cam. 2 words.
Oh.
It's an Android app, so you download it and you can basically interact with me.
Wow. So you're basically creating an app right?
Yeah, it's already out and people can download it.
How did you exactly like create an app? Like, don't you like that requires probably like a lot of money? But
I was approached by a software company in Arizona, and they shot everything. They came to Hong Kong and they put the app together.
Oh wow. That's just amazing. Wait, so how long have you been an impersonator, by the way? I'm sure it's for a few years.
Since 2013.
Oh, that's a pretty short time.
It is a really short time, but he hasn't been on the scene very long.
Oh, wait. So, like, how come you never figured this out before? I'm sure, like, when you were a little kid, you probably like. I'm sure you like know about yourself, some of those. So, why didn't you realize this when you were young in age?
What do you mean? Well, he only came in the scene in end of 2012. Nobody knew who Kim Jong Un was until late 2012 when his father died, I believe, around that time. And then in 2013, he really came to prominence because he was launching missiles and pissing everyone off.
Oh, but like, as far as like Dennis's situation, I don't know how he could be like BFFs with Kim Jong Un. He knows him personally, and it's not. It's like more than just Kim liking basketball and all. But like, I could only wonder how they're like BFFs in your perspective. Like, how do you think they had this? There's like a friendship between the two.
Uh, well, if you look at history, when China was closed off to the world, America did a lot of America and China when they weren't talking diplomatically. They still had like cultural exchange on called a ping pong. They played ping pong. It was called ping pong diplomacy. And America sent their best players to China to compete. So it makes sense. To communicate, have some sort of communication through sport and art. And before basketball, they actually, I think the New York Symphony Orchestra actually went to North Korea and performed. So you got to have this cultural exchanges because you can't not talk. And for them, that's one thing they have in common: basketball. I mean, I don't think they talk about politics. So let's concentrate on what you have in common, and then hopefully, eventually, a dialogue can open about politics.
Wow, and that reminds you of, I don't know if you heard a story where Daryl Davis he actually made friends with some of the members from the Ku Klux Klan, and he's black himself. So it must have been some challenge to even try to get along. Like, I don't know if you heard of the
Well,
guy.
even the KKK, you gotta. Sometimes you just gotta talk to them. Maybe after talking to them, they will change their minds. Hopefully, and there's a lot of ex-KKK members who's reformed racist. So you got to talk. If you don't talk, nothing will improve.
Oh, how about how about talking? Huh? So basically, even if you have disagreements, you would have to, use out of there's so many people that could probably disagree with you. I'm sure some of them are just willing to talk to you.
Well, I'm not. I'm just an impersonator. I'm the one that is approachable. But with the real guy, they've got to. They got to talk. And I think Kim Jong Un said, "Give me a call." to Dennis Rodman, directed at Obama. So, but the North Korea, they I don't think it will last very long because you can't continue the way they are. They got to do some major reforms, especially with their economy, because basically China is supporting North Korea, and if China was ever to cut off the aid, that whole regime would crumble.
Oh wow! So are they giving them like billions? I assume for aid. I don't I can only wonder how much.
China does give billions in aid, and it's I think from the Chinese government point of view, is our little crazy brother next door.
Oh, that's.
So I mean, for anyone who's listening to the show, I mean, it's quite a fascinating relationship. China and North Korea, it goes way back to the Korean War because they were both communists. So you don't, they. That's the only reason China is actually helping out. And if you don't help out North Korea, the whole thing's going to collapse and cause chaos in the region.
Oh, oh, well, that's some. Oh, that's just sucks. But how come we don't hear more about these diplomatic just like ping pong diplomacy? We don't hear that much about that.
You don't hear that much about this because well, it was probably 40 years ago when this happened, and since I arrived, the U.S. media it's it's horrible. The news that on the channels that you get in the United States don't actually talk much about what's happening outside America. So for anyone interested, if you want to stay updated to world events, you got to go to BBC or Al Jazeera English.
Oh, you been on them?
So these BBC News, go to the website. They talk actually a lot about North Korea, and it's very very well written. The articles, and they make very good segments. Or if you can get yourself Al Jazeera news channel, they talk about a lot about North Korea. So I mean, here in the United States, the news channels that you get, they don't focus much on what's happening outside of the United States. So for anyone who's interested, I recommend you to jump online and do some research.
I think it's more like more control media. Because like stuff that's not headlines here, like the Monsanto, GMOs in other countries, that's headline news. If you go to Europe, so like,
look, the irony is that you have democracy here, but all your media outlets are privatized. So they would only show you what they think is suitable, or what they think can make money on.
By the way, Putin has even invited Kim Jong Un to Russia. By the way, to Moscow in May. Somewhere.
Yes, well, they're former comrades. Since it was the USSR. USSR always had a good relationship with North Korea, and it was because of the USSR that was propping up North Korea till 1989, and they were doing quite well until 1989.
Wait, so what exactly made the Soviet Union crumble? I guess because were they like going just like North Korea's path going, basically?
Well, look, there's many debates about that. So, look, mate, I'm just an impersonator, not a historian, but I'm sure anyone who's listening to this, you can do plenty of research online how the USSR crumbled, and as well as all the other communist regimes around the world.
Well, so what are your thoughts on Putin inviting him, though? In your opinion?
I think it makes sense. You got to have diplomatic relations.
But like the U.S. media is probably gonna like either capitalize on this, or they're not gonna care, because they demonize Putin all day long. So, yeah, like.
Well, I put it this way: any enemy from Russia's point of view, any enemy of the U.S. is a friend of Russia. Does that make sense?
Oh, any enemy is yeah. You got Iran that doesn't like the U.S.
Any enemies of the USA would be a friend of Russia.
Like Iran doesn't like the U.S., and Iran has close ties with Russia. And
I know. So they might not agree on what they're doing, but just because they hate the United States, they're gonna gang up on you guys.
Wow. By the way, as far as
I think for anybody who's doing political science, that's pretty simple.
Well, but as far as but anyway, as far as like you and being impersonator, does it? So you're just like naturally born with this stuff. You're just like really lucky, I guess. Right?
Well, if you could say lucky, I mean,
I don't know
the thing is that I always had an interest in North Korea since I was a teenager, and then all of a sudden, he comes along, and I just happened to look like him. And then I decided to make a living out of my likeness.
Wow. So as far as looks, who do you look like more? Like your mom or dad? I even asked myself this. If I look more like, I even asked people, who do I look more like, my mom or my dad? And it's kind of hard to tell. But I don't know. Do you look more like your mom?
I guess probably my mom.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's not exactly.
Well, that's not far fetched. I don't know if you heard this story about this woman that impersonated Mao. She looks just like him. I don't know if you heard that one. Mao impersonator.
Yeah, she's on my website. I know about her.
Oh, you've heard of her?
Yes. It's a very small scene, you know, us as impersonators.
Female.
We know. Yeah, being a male impersonator will get a lot of work because he's such a huge figure in China.
Wow, you actually met her personally?
No, I haven't met her personally, but I've seen the news reports. And I think it was because of me, when they started making a big deal about me, the other news outlets were looking for another story about impersonators, and then they found her.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Wait, so I'm gonna assume you're an only child, like me.
No, I got brothers and sisters, but I'm not going to talk about them here.
Oh, all right. By the way, so before you go, what would you wanna give any advice, before, like, anybody who's trying to, do as an impersonator, etc. Because I'm sure there are people who maybe want to get into that. Oh.
Well, I don't have any advice. I got into this career by accident, so it's different for everybody. So if you think what it takes, I mean, just take some pictures and dress up and see how the public responds.
Wow. But so, like, I'm sure you probably get like reactions where someone probably gone ape on, like, someone felt like they didn't take it well at all. So I'm like, how would you deal with that?
No, I haven't had any of those people.
Oh.
Almost everyone who meets me gets the joke.
Wow. By the way, which places do you think you're gonna go, like, in the future? So anybody who's listening could get in contact.
Well, hopefully I can raise enough funds through my crowdfunding campaign to go to Washington D.C. and New York City. So if your listeners want to support this, they can jump into the website, and hopefully I can go to those places before I leave the United States.
Wait, so it took like a few weeks to actually get you to the U.S. from Hong Kong? How long did that take?
Well, it was only about 14-hour flight. I mean,
no, like, how long did it take to actually reach your goal? How long did it take to reach your goal?
I haven't reached my goal yet, but what happened was that somebody, the software company, heard about my campaign and offered me plane tickets to come. So
that is, wow. That is lucky, man. Who wouldn't want to be offered tickets?
Yeah, well, I was working with them already, so they gave me tickets, and the deal is that I promote the stuff with them over here.
Do you think you actually could, like, have like some kind of series on TV for that, for your like what you do?
Well, I'm not in any yet, but hey, if there's any producers out there who want to make something, I'm open to the idea.
There. Wait, wow. So it takes so much money. So what is your website, by the way? Like, I've only seen you like through Facebook.
My website is Facebook.com/Kim Jong Un lookalike.
Oh, I thought you would actually make like .com or something.
Sorry, I was too lazy to do that, but hopefully in the future.
It's too wait, it's too early, or you just don't want to?
No, I've just been lazy, that's all.
You're too lazy. So so it's just to DC in the future, right? Or, like, do you think you might travel to other countries?
Well, let's see.
What do you think?
Anyone who's listening, I'm interested to go anyway.
Wow. So what did Washington? Oh, so have you actually talked to anybody in Washington about this, or they don't know that you want to go there?
What do you mean? I don't have to talk to them. I just get on the plane and go there.
Yeah, but I could imagine, like, you in Washington, and then, like, somebody from someone from the government would be like, they would like, I don't know, they would just faint, or I don't know, like, they would have different reactions. Like, some people who are nut jobs will probably think it's you, and they'll probably, like, I don't know how you deal with all that. I swear. Like, what do you think?
Well, look, I'm just an impersonator. I'm not the real guy, so I can go anywhere.
Ah, well, it was awesome having you on, man.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, if by any chance I can have you on again in the future, please let me know, Howard. And
Oh, sure.
um um, by the way, is it expensive to actually actually meet you and take a selfie, etc.? Because like most people probably can't because of the prices, etc. Like,
Look, if you're in LA, if you want to come to LA, it's $25 to meet me. It's not much.
oh, because most people probably don't go to LA, so like I'm like really far away from there. But thank you for being on, Kim. Good luck and to whatever you do, man.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye. That was Howard, and that's amazing being an impersonator. I could imagine. Wow, so much he would like go to, but like so much. Yeah, he like. Oh, it's actually luck because he actually was born like looking like Kim Jong Un. Can you imagine looking like someone, whether it's a whether it's someone everybody likes or someone that nobody likes, very few likes. So like, wow, can you imagine like being in his shoes? Wow, one can only wonder. But best of luck to him. And if you're listening, hopefully you'll get a chance to have a selfie with him. So in the future, I would want to do that too.